In physics, for instance, there are an enormous number of ideas of a complexity so great that they can't really be grasped at all in ordinary language, but are available only to someone with an advanced level of math. Even then, they are very hard to understand. The great physicist Richard Feynman, who knew his subject as well as anyone who's ever lived, and who explained it better than anyone who ever lived, said in The Character of Physical Law, "I think I can safely say that no one understands quantum mechanics." But you can still get a sense of what these fields of thought are about. Take the very obscure and difficult field of quantum chromodynamics. As it happens, that was Feynman's specialty. I haven't really got a clue what that is, but even if you don't know anything about physics, you can tell that it is about quantum things. Even if you don't know that quantum physics concerns the study of very, 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 very small things, where non-intuitive and anti-common-sense rules apply, you still probably know that it's weird, modern physics stuff. As for the chromo bit, that's something to do with color. Dynamics concerns movement. So, even without knowing anything about it, you can tell quantum chromodynamics is the study of weird modern physics to do with color and movement. As it happens, the color is metaphorical. It's a random whimsical name given to a range of mathematical properties. The Large Hadron Collider? Well, it's large, and it collides hadrons, whatever they are. Again, you get the gist. For many concepts in the world of money, that isn't true. Often there's no way to break a term down and work out more or less what it means. Consumer surplus, for example, sounds like a surplus of consumers. It isn't. Bulls think the price of something is going to go up, and bears think the price is going to go down. But why? Why is it that way around? What is a confidence interval? Is it a gap during which you don't feel confident about something? Who is Chuckfinger? Does he really have a chocolate finger? To explain why the language of money is complicated in this particular counterintuitive way, why it is difficult to parse, I am going, with apologies, to introduce a newly coined term of my own. That term is reversification. I mean by it a process in which words come through a process of evolution and innovation to have a meaning that is opposite to, or at least very different from, their initial sense. Take the term Chinese wall, much used in the world of finance. This is a classic example of reversification. In real life, a Chinese wall is a very big, very real physical wall in China built to keep out marauding barbarians. Actually, it's a whole set of linked walls, built over several centuries, and is the focus of its own field of historical scholarship, but I'll let that pass for now. It's so big that it is sometimes said to be the only man-made object visible from space, which isn't true. Many other man-made entities are visible, and the wall itself is very hard to spot, but the legend is, at least a tribute to its extraordinary scale. In the world of money, though, the term Chinese wall means an invisible dividing line inside a financial institution that prevents people from sharing information across it in order to avert conflicts of interest. In theory, banks are full of Chinese walls, such as the one dividing analysts who study companies and sell the conclusions they reach as advice from the investment bankers who offer services to those same companies. In practice, Chinese walls tend to be highly permeable, especially in times of stress and/or opportunity. In other words, it is the opposite of the actual Chinese wall. In considering the financial use of the term, we would all do well to bear in mind something said by the investor Vincent Daniel in speaking to Michael Lewis. He said, "When I hear Chinese wall, I think, you're a fucking liar."